All right, all right, all right. Good evening, everybody. So Anton Daniels. It is feel like we it's Anton Daniels versus everybody at this point.
versus everybody.
Um so everything popped off with the Anton Daniels versus Corey Holcomb. Once he seemed like that got everything started. So once that situation and that feud started, then another feud started. So now we got this whole Anton Daniels versus NBA legend, Kwame Brown. So um yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this. You ready? You kind of all over the place. My host all over the place, y'all. So bear with us. But is you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
So I was just updating everybody. Everything started off with Anton Daniels versus Corey Holcomb, which it
Hmm.
shouldn't have been Anton Daniels versus it nobody.
Nobody, nobody. I think everybody should have stayed in their lane. Like I said a million times already. Corey shouldn't have let the man on the show, and
Yeah,
now it led to all this.
I mean
So
it's a mess.
yeah, for sure. So I know Big Home and what is his name?
Kwame Brown.
Yeah, Kwame Brown. You know they going back and forth what they got to say. And I stand with him. Anton just crashing out all over the place. I think he was sent over to Corey for a little agenda. I know we said that as well. I think he opined, so he was just sent over that to him, and I truly think it didn't work out like they thought it would. That's just me.
True, true, true. We actually have a couple of clips that I did want to get into. So what happened was Kwame Brown has his own platform. He does have a YouTube channel, and it's a pretty nice size.
Yeah, he got almost half a mil
Yeah,
type
so it's
shit.
over 400,000 subscribers. And so like everybody is doing, everybody has a comment about what happened between Anton and Corey Holcomb. So I'm going to play the clip of Anton Daniels in his response to Kwame. I won't even say it was Kwame Brown's criticism. I won't even say it was criticism. It was just his opinion on the matter. This is Anton's Daniels. This is his response. This is what he had to say. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that really quick.
The honest to God truth. Man, I like what you're talking about, bro. I like it. Used to be all on my nuts. All the time. All the time. Used to be on my nuts. But I understand that Kwame Brown, after his whole thing with Gilbert Arenas, and from Kwame Brown used to be on my nuts. The honest to God truth. Man, I like what you're talking about, bro. I like it. Used to be all on my nuts. All the time. All the time. Used to be on my nuts. But I understand that Kwame Brown, after his whole thing with Gilbert Arenas, and from a business perspective, his whole thing with Gilbert Arenas, his whole thing with Stephen A. Smith, Kwame Brown caught a wave. He caught a wave, and that's how he was able to build up his platform to get to whatever his subscribers is. But Kwame Brown hit a ceiling. He's not able to grow his platform based off of his own analysis, based off of his own content. And so, he do these dusty live streams where it's just him off camera. Yeah, yeah. Me. And it's cool. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so you heard what he had to say. My thing is this. My fault, y'all. My thing is this: why he always got to be why everybody else got to be Dusty just because they state their opinion? Why the man got to be Dusty?
Yeah, he one of them dudes. If you don't agree with him, basically you beneath him. You dusty. You know what I'm saying? And he just one of them type of people. Like when he went on Corey's show, when he told Corey, "You liberals or whatever," and this man don't even care about neither party. He was just stating how he felt. He felt about the American history. Was the topic they were supposed to been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But now we go to Kwame, and this man he was just like everybody else on YouTube, just giving their opinion on the matter. And it became all this. Now he had to go call the man Dusty per usual, and he was on his nuts and all this extra.
Yeah, and that's another question I have. Why, like, as a grown man, and you're having a difference of opinion with another grown man, why does it always result back to talking about sucking D on nuts? Like, you would think, he prides himself on being so educated, but yet your vocabulary is so low class. Like, is that the best comeback that you come back with, is sucking D and on nuts? Like, that's the best comeback you can come with.
Obviously, I guess it is, and that's what people trying to check him on, calm down with all that, with the, and that's what Kwame came back and said.
Yeah, actually, I have the clip. Excuse me, I have the clip. Now we can actually play Kwame Brown's response to what Anton had to say. So let me go ahead.
Play tough. I'm not you. You are a fool. But if if you said that I'm like a chick, but if I get upset with you, I'm a doer. I'm gonna handle it myself. You get upset with me, you got to call another grown man. What is you talking about? You got to call another man for me. And unlike you, dumbass boy, I turn my camera off because I'm not chasing clout. I don't give a about this YouTube. I don't. You telling me I want to be a content creator. You go back and look at one of my lives where I'm talking to my brother about being a content creator, you dummy. I know you got a little fetish about sucking D and all this. I understand you like to talk to men like that, but that's not going to get me out of character. I don't got no wife. I don't got none of that. You do. And I'm going to show you why you should leave like me alone. And you should leave Corey alone too. But now I'm going to take you to Twitch. I may not even take you to Patreon because you seem like the weasel that your plan is to flag people. Your plan is to use your position. You can flag my Twitch all day. I don't care. I don't. And when you invite a male, a heterosexual male to your, I'll bring up your mama if I have to, because I haven't disrespected you like that. The only thing I said was a fair assessment. I said, you shouldn't have been microaggressing a man, and you should have used your intelligence and control the room. You didn't. You didn't use any intelligence that you claim to have, C student. You said that a man was a Neanderthal. I expect better from you. I expect the non-Neanderthal to act like he's not a Neanderthal. I don't expect the non-Neanderthal to say, let's go outside. We can fight right.
All right. So there it is. That was his response. And I actually couldn't agree more. I mean, he basically was saying he had some of the same talking points that we had, Um all Anton Daniels, the sucking D, the nuts comments, like it's a different level of disrespect. And I'm looking at it like this. I don't even think that he even realizes or he was even taught that men don't speak to other men that way because this is a repetitive thing. He continues to do this. So I don't know how he was raised. I don't know if his father was in his life or not in his life, but he wasn't taught at this point. I really truly feel that he wasn't taught that that is just not the way that straight men speak to each other, period. You a straight man, and this is some of the your verbiage is out of pocket. Just out of pocket for a grown man to speak like that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Especially a man in their 40s. It's one thing, and I'm not even trying to make it right for them, but it's one thing when there's a bunch of teenagers playing around. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
But when you get into adulthood, especially at the age he is, and then you talking to people, which is Corey Holcomb in their 50s, mid to late 50s, and not Kwame, and right in his age group, that's when they get like, homie, calm down. You know what I mean? Especially if we supposed to be having somewhat of an intelligent conversation of what Anton like to call it.
Yeah, and then also too, if they are considering themselves some sort of like quote unquote leaders in our community, you should be speaking better than what you're speaking. But it goes back to what Anton said. He said that he doesn't identify as black. He identifies as Christian. So perhaps this is more of his quote unquote Christian side coming out. Maybe this is the type of leadership that Christians want. I don't know. I'm just saying. This is what the man said. Say he don't identify as black. He said that he is Christian first. That's what he put
Well,
out
he
there.
just misrepresentative because supposedly that's not how Christians supposed to act. But now these days, that's why everything is a joke when it comes to Christianity. That's why, that video that we put out about Drewski, when he made a joke, and, a lot of people got mad as, in the church or whatever. And it was just a joke, but it was the truth. You know what I mean? There's a lot of pastors, and I'm not trying to drift the conversation, but there's a lot of pastors that's on that pulpit playing.
Yeah.
So this is just, another way of looking at it. He claimed Christianity, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian, but you're not acting like one. And that's why is what people call him out, because everybody know how Corey is. You go on Corey's show and I'm a Christian first. But you sucking the D of black folks. And then now with Kwame, you on my nuts.
Right.
And all that. But you supposed to be quote unquote high class.
Right.
So
and then you talking about people disrespecting your wife and disrespecting your daughter. You don't talk in a respectful manner at all to anybody.
Exactly. So when somebody drag you, that's what come with it. And Kwame, he was just doing constructive criticism, like I said, like we are, and like other YouTubers are, just of what happened with Corey. And then his retaliation was, you be on my nuts. And if that man gave you a compliment before, take it as a compliment. Like I said, he's not humble at all. And honestly, all his characteristics that makes you a nasty person, you can tell that everybody around Anton is fake. The people he employ, I'm pretty sure Anton can't be told nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just there for a check. I think, everything that's going on with the side chick, she don't really want to be near him like that, which tells you it was all about the money. Whatever check he's sending her, or money he's selling, whatever you want to call it these days. That's what it was all about.
And her just trying to, because she has her own platform as well. So her trying to probably just level up, in this arena. And instead of just trying to get it out the mud and, you know, working it from ground zero, she's trying to take that easy way out. So she's attached herself to Anton. And I believe that this is backfired. You know, dude I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about this dude. This dude, like, he's a case study all on his own.
Absolutely. And then with his wife, that video that she did, I don't know how old that video was or anything, but you don't get up there. Basically, in other words, she said she was scared of him.
Yeah.
So you went on a public platform and basically say you were scared of your husband. So what kind of husband are you? You know what I'm saying? For your wife to be scared of you, you know. So you know he got a lot of control over her, you know what I mean? And probably the daughter too. And I mean that's just how he operate. So like I said, this is just the like I tell my co-host, the co-host, this is the tip of the iceberg for Anton. This this ain't nothing. I think he's gonna continue to crash out because a lot of people gonna keep pulling his cord, basically. But yeah, that's, man, look.
I'm gonna get to some of these comments. Why he always talking about some private parts? Like, damn, yeah. yeah. Why is he talking about private parts? I don't know. Dude might be a little sweet because I don't know. I personally don't know straight men that speak like that. My husband don't talk like that. My father don't talk like that. My uncles don't talk like that. I don't know straight men that speak to one another that way. So I don't know. Ain't nobody dusty but yeah, he's the dusty. Why he want to throw out insults to everybody else. Spiraling, looking like, yes, definitely spiraling. This could be the beginning of his downfall. What you think? You think he got enough machine behind him where he can clear all this up and bounce back?
Well, that's the thing about the machine stuff. I mean, if you want to bring up a couple of names, and like I said, I'm not trying to bring everybody else into it, but look at Diddy. You know, the machine behind you until the machine not behind you.
Okay, talk about it. Okay, I feel you on that one. Yeah. I feel that.
The thing is, with us, you know, and I'm not trying to go deep off into the race, but the thing is with us as Black folks, you know, as long as we pleasing everybody else, and I'm not finna name cultures, but y'all know what I'm talking about. As long as we pleasing everybody else, we in a green light. You know what I mean? They're gonna let us do what we do. But right now, Anton is performing because everybody that he's beefing with is his brothers.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's not beefing with anybody outside of that. So as long as he's downgrading his brothers and, you know, calling them dusty and, you know, everybody on his nuts and everybody below him, them white folks don't care nothing about that. And I ain't even trying to bring up, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I definitely get what you're saying. You're saying that they gonna eat that up. Long as we going at each other.
As long as we going, that's what they expect from us.
It's entertainment for them.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Yep.
If this keeps continuing, he gets into it with another brother and another brother. Our culture, we have a lot more power than we think we do.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? So
especially when we are united.
Exactly. Even with his little views or whatever, he probably got more Black people than he think he do. You know what I mean? So if people get turned off by him, that little machine of his, they'll cut him loose in a heartbeat if they feel like he ain't producing what he need to be producing.
Yeah, that's true.
The machine don't care nothing about you. You only a pawn. You're gonna be used so they can't use you no more.
Yes.
That's what happened with Diddy and all these other folks.
Yes. And not to, like you said, not to go too far off the topic, but Anton exhibits some of the same type of behaviors as 50. And it's like y'all are up until I ain't up no more. So 50, he quote unquote you exposing Puff and you putting on the cake for black people, but you at the same time you always into it with somebody black. You always into it with another brother. So is you really for us or are you against us?
Is 50 is allowed to do what he's allowed to do because is a lot of people that's not black that he can be making a documentary of. We're not painting a picture that Diddy is what that is. We already know what Diddy be doing.
Right, been doing since the 90s.
Exactly.
Like it's been going on. This ain't nothing new. Y'all ain't brand new out here. Like y'all ain't been new.
Exactly. But like I said, if 50 was having making a documentary of one of their folks, Dad wouldn't even came.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
You wouldn't. He wouldn't be able to produce it.
Nope.
Ain't finna get no money behind it.
Nope.
And if 50 one of them type of people that had enough money to produce itself, we know what come with that.
They're gonna shut it down or shut him down.
Exactly.
And it's the same thing with Anton. Anton, there are so many non-black huge content creators that he could take stabs at, that he could go on their show, on their platform and tell them about who D they sucking and who nuts they on. He ain't about to do that.
He know better.
He is in line.
he know better. So, and that's what I'm saying. And it's like I tell my co-hosts, all the time, you got to look at these platforms, Hollywood, the whole entertainment industry is the same concept of what goes on at these jobs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just on a bigger platform.
Mm-hmm.
And our people know what we talk about. We have our brown noses, our yes mans,
mm-hmm.
our as Corey called it, ass kisses.
Yep.
And they get used up. I didn't work long enough to see them people like that. They get used up until they getting walked out the door.
Okay.
So them people the machine ain't never for you. They just use you.
Mm-hmm.
As long as to point out, basically, just like on a plantation, all they do is point out to massa who ain't doing good.
Right.
And that's all this is, that's why I think he was sent to Corey to basically act a fool, to disrespect this man, to get Corey out of character, because Corey is one of the ones that he funded himself, and
he speaks out against the machine.
He speaks against the machine. Corey been in the game. A lot of people. Corey is pushing 60. He's
been in the game a long time.
Yeah, he on his way to 60 before. If you point him forward, he passed the 55 mark.
Yeah.
So if you round his age up, it's going to be 60.
Yeah.
I
think they on a mission to take him down. Like
exactly.
Real talk.
So
real talk. And they pulling out all the strings, because for them to bring up that case that that young lady brought against him, that was 2 years ago. That was from 2024. And now all of a sudden, boom, it's back in the spotlight.
That's what I'm saying. And
I think he might have, I'm not like an avid watcher of the 5150 show, so I don't know everything that Corey has, what he's saying on his show, but I'm thinking that he didn't poke the bear. He didn't poke somebody the wrong way, and they sending them people after him because they on his head right now.
Well,
I don't know who he done talked about.
I think Corey been poking the bear,
but this thing got real. This thing got real for him. But and that's one of the things that I can say. I know he speak about women. I know he a little rough around the edges. I know he talk a little hard. I understand all of that, and I'm not denying any of that. But once you peel back them layers, there's a lot of truth there. He speaks a lot of truth. It's just his delivery is gonna rub people the wrong way. That's the issue. That's what it is. You know, in today's society, everybody is so sensitive. When as a culture, just us as a people, when did we become so sensitive? It's like you say one thing and folks is ready to run and go get lawyers and talking about folks gotta go to therapy.
Well, it's mainly our culture that give the comedians and Corey and everybody else the material. I mean, if you just subtract 30 years from now when we was in the 90s, we had a lot more pride about ourselves.
Come on now. Yes.
Our heads was done.
No, you didn't.
I ain't look.
No,
I ain't even trying to.
Did.
But I ain't really trying to go there. I'm just speaking the facts. You know, a lot of our women had pride. You know, and I'm not trying to shame nobody out here. Y'all know what I'm saying. But we in a time and age right now, you know, with the BBL culture and all that, when I feel like there's a lot of low self-esteem in our culture. So our sisters, we got to keep the bodies natural, because y'all getting these BBLs and then you got to maintain it like a doggone car or something. You know, that's crazy.
See, now you doing too much. You going all the way left. You doing way too much.
I ain't trying to go left. Y'all know what I mean. Everybody that's in our culture know what I mean. We was a lot better, you know, back in the day. Even when it came to the, and I'm not trying to offend whoever, you know what I mean. But even when it comes down to the rainbow, that was in a closet back in the day.
Oh man.
You know, that was in a closet back in the day. You didn't know who it was, but now everybody kind of just out there. So it just how people moving, you know, and it goes back to what's been pushed in social media. They've been on us for a long time. And I ain't talking about social media, I'm talking about the entertainment. I'm sorry. Social media just made it the access even quicker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So instead of teaching us about acquiring land and stuff like that, they was pushing, you know, in the early 2000s, they was pushing spinners and all that, and that's what
Cars,
we had. Yeah,
and clothes and jewelry.
That's what we had our mind on, and it's still the same culture. Instead of trying to create generational wealth, you know what I mean? And especially there's a lot of households that's jacked up out here, and I'm talking about, unfortunately, single moms or y'all know our culture. A lot of dads that's not there or in jail or whatever the case may be, grandma raising us or whatever.
And not to cut you off or be funny, but the way Anton speaks, he speaks like he comes from that type of background, like a broken home, single parent, you know, no father, grandma raising you. And from my understanding, that's not the type of background he come from. From my understanding, he come from a nice, well-to-do family, but you don't represent that. When I look at him, I don't see that. I see a lot of brokenness. I see brokenness. I see a lot of self-hate. I don't see anybody that genuinely loves themselves. I don't see none of that when I look at him and the way he behaves and parades online. It's like, and then I heard it was another it was somebody else. I was watching another content creator, and they made the point where they said that they don't truly believe that Anton is truly the way that he displays himself online, that this is actually an act. This is a persona that he puts on, which could be very well be true. But that puts you in the same boat as these people that will sell their souls. They will sell out. And Kwame Brown spoke to that. He said that. He said, you know, he spoke a Bible verse. What does it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul? That's that man right there.
Yeah, and that's all that is, you know. There's a lot of people they selling their soul for money. That ain't cool. They ain't
always hollering about money.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do nothing, send you right to hell. That's it. they ain't gonna do nothing but send you right to hell. So I just feel like, you know, he's so busy, because then he say something about the Israelites. You so busy trying to.
Oh, he was talking crazy. I should have got that clip. Next time, y'all.
He spent all his energy tearing anything that's black down.
Yeah.
Anything that's black down.
Yeah.
And I expect this from him, because he went on Corey Holcomb and said he don't identify it.
Yeah.
So if you don't identify as us, that means you hate us. You hate yourself in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he's tearing down our people, and basically he tearing down himself. I feel like he's an unconfident man.
Yeah, even it don't matter. He can say he don't identify with being black all day long, but at the end of the day, you are what you are, you know. And then another thing, I just came to me. He always, because you know he is against the rainbow community too. I give him that. He is against that.
You know,
but you know, he has a problem. You know, when they talk about how they identify as one way and they something else. Okay, but you doing the same thing. Talk about you don't identify as black. Right. So you doing the same type of stuff. It's goofiness. At the end of the day, that is very goofy. Very goofy.
Right. And that, you know, he a goofy individual, like I always say. But yeah, like I was saying, y'all, this just, and he swear, like I say, he him and he above everybody and all of that stuff. This ain't quote unquote him behavior. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't nobody. It's cool, you know, if people learn from him. I'm not taking away from his channel. I know he like to talk politics and all that. Mm-hmm. And, you know, if people learn from that, cool, they learn from it. But, you know, a lot of the stuff out here, you know, you got to take everything with a grain of salt.
Absolutely.
You know, even if your president get up on there, you got to take what he say with a grain of salt.
Man, everybody. Let me see. Let me try to get caught up on the comments really quick. I think we did miss one. Why y'all not talking about Corey punching that lady? What about that? What about it? He beat the case, right? So what about it?
Yeah, Corey beat the case. I don't think, you know.
And go ahead and elaborate, because I'm sorry, y'all. I still did not watch the video. So let me be quiet. Can you explain what exactly happened in the video with the whole lady getting hit in the face situation?
All I know is the lady was in Corey's face. I think Corey at some point was trying to tell her she needs to get out his face or whatever. And I think her husband was out there with her. Mm-hmm. And
I didn't even know she was married.
Yeah, he was kind of looking at the husband, kind of like, get your chick, get your wife. Mm-hmm. She was still in Corey's face, so he kind of muffed her, and it kind of went down from there.
So he got her out of his face. Is that what you're saying?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what are your thoughts about women that step into men's spaces? For example, when Anton and Corey got into their heated moment and D was trying to like intervene and step in between them, and Corey told her to move. Mm-hmm. She moved. Mm-hmm. She didn't come with no rah-rah, no nothing. She just got out of the way. So my question is, because you do see a lot of it, I'm not trying to like be on a funny type of stuff, but a lot of us as Black women, I'm a Black woman, so I can say this because I'm watching how my sisters, how they behave. We get real aggressive with men. So what are your thoughts about that when a woman does overstep boundaries and get into a man's face? What is the appropriate way to handle a situation like that?
Well, this kind of goes into kind of what I was saying earlier about over the course of these last few decades, how our culture has been kind of broken down. Mm-hmm. All that is by system. You know what I mean? We get broken down at these jobs. You know, we get broken down in society. and then we constantly watching everything that gets pushed out in the entertainment industry, and we get broken down psychologically. You know, I'm sorry, I can't barely talk, but y'all know what I mean. We just getting broken down everywhere. So what it does, it I don't want to use the word dumber, but
yeah, it's
our minds get broken down to the point, because at this point, there's a lot of single Black women that's trying to be a woman and play in a man role at the same time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And this is over the course of these years where, yeah, a lot of our Black women had to be strong. You know what I mean? And I feel like when you step in a man's role and you've been doing it for a minute, soon as an actual male come your way, you know, these Black women, yeah, they'll kind of get aggressive with you. I'm not saying thinking they're a man or anything, but they play dual roles a lot. Right. You know what I mean? So they just extra aggressive, where to the point in society as a male, we get broken down a lot. We can't be aggressive on these jobs. They'll walk us up out of there. Can't get aggressive in front of these police. They'll take us out. And we can't get aggressive in society because there's somebody going to call the police, and then the police going to come and basically take us out. So a lot of these men that's brought up in a single woman household, I don't want to call these, because it's not everybody, I don't want to call these men soft, but the men is growing up softer and the women is growing up a little tougher. So it's almost like our roles are reversed. Yeah. And that's why we see a lot of rainbow, you know, this little rainbow society. To me, this is just my opinion.
So back to my initial question, how, as a man, what is the correct response to a woman jumping up in your face? Do you feel like, in your opinion, that, because these are hard conversations. We're here to have hard conversations, y'all. We're not finna beat around the bush. Do you feel like, because I know you're a fan of Corey, do you feel as if him muffing her in her face, that was the correct response?
I wouldn't say that was the correct response, but, you know, ladies, if you constantly in a man's face, a man gonna be a man at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Now. If he's constantly giving you warning shots, basically like, go on about your business, go on about your business, go on about your business. And especially if you have your man around and your man not checking you, this is what it leads up to. So I wouldn't say him even touching her or giving her the time of the day was right, but this what happens. And that's why when him and Anton was into it, and he told D to get out the way, she got out the way, because you don't want to get in between two men. That's just the protection of our women, and that's what we here for. We're supposed to protect our women.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It should have never. So basically, what you're saying is, it should have never even got to that point where she should have even been arguing with a man like that. Period. Like especially
if her husband was there,
and there was other men around, because it was like a group setting. So a man should have stepped in at some point. A man should have stepped in. Period.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Her husband should have stepped in. He was there.
And also, too, as women, we're supposed to know our roles. But that goes back to your point about society and what's being pushed in our society about gender roles.
Right.
Women are not staying in women's places anymore.
Right.
And then men aren't staying in it. They're not being men anymore. So we have all this confusion, and everybody just wilding out and doing whatever they want to do. And then this is the result of the confusion.
In prime example, if she was in Corey's face and her husband was sitting there on the side, ain't doing nothing, what you think she going home and doing to him? If he know, basically, he on the sideline and she in another man's face, if you can't tell, like, hey, babe, chill, you know what I'm saying? Corey, I'll take care of this. Go on about your business or whatever. If you can't do that, or if you try to do it or whatever, even if he tried to do it, you never got a control over your wife.
Yeah, because you got some men that can't even tell their wives anything. Like their wives is running the show. They wives is wearing the pants in the relationship. I don't know, man, it's a lot going on out here. It's a lot of craziness. I appreciate your opinion on that because I'm a boy mom, so I'm raising sons. So me and my husband, we gotta learn. We gotta learn how to teach our boys how to navigate this world and this craziness because I don't want no females running up in my boy's face on no rah-rah stuff. And then at the same time, I don't want my sons muffing nobody in the face either. So, and I got a little one that will get with whoever. So I don't look. We trying to find some balance here. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, this is what I love about this channel and I love about the conversations because these are hard conversations, but they need to be had because we got some mess going on in our community and we got to clean it up, y'all.
For sure. And that's to keep us out of situations like that. Our women stay clear of these men, you know what I'm saying? Quit jumping up in their face because you can't control a man. A man is naturally, I know some of y'all women think y'all can beat dudes up and y'all grew up with brothers or whatever, but a man is naturally stronger and men and women, our minds are designed different, so we carrying different stuff. So don't jump up in no man face. And these men can't be touching women or whatever, but a woman got to be soft enough to allow, like, you know what, I'm not finna argue with this man because you're a man at the end of the day. Quit with the rah-rah stuff.
Yeah, because you do got some sassy men out here that be ready to argue. And I'll be like,
basically,
sir,
it's some Antons out here.
Like, I'm not about to argue with you, sir. I don't even argue with my husband, so I'm gonna argue with you for
Exactly. It's some dudes that they love to argue, you know what I'm saying? And arguing leads to other stuff, you know what I mean?
Yes, it does. And we saw the result of that. So yeah. So that's it, man. Like, look, we think every live that we've done these past couple of days, we say, okay, that's it. No more Anton, no more Corey. And then, all right, y'all, we back on Anton. We back on Corey. So I have a very, very, very strong suspicion that we will be back to cover more Anton, more Corey, because tomorrow night is the 5150 show. Correct?
Yes.
So we will be covering whatever Corey. I know Corey gonna address all this mess. He got to, especially with the whole situation with the lady.
Yeah, he actually threw a clip out for the first time. Because Corey, all they ever do in these shorts, that's like, not a part of the show. So yeah, we'll see what's up. We'll see what Corey's gonna do. I'll watch it. I probably won't watch it until about Wednesday.
Okay. And then we'll be back. Well, either way it go, we'll be back in between time, and keep y'all updated. But this was a very, very productive, good talk. A lot of good talking points, and I appreciate you being in the hot seat because that was a tough question, but I appreciate your honesty and not trying to play no sides. So appreciate that. And yeah, y'all stay warm out there. Y'all stay safe. Prayers to anybody that lost power during this winter storm. And check in on your people, try to be a helping hand where you can be a helping hand at. And we'll catch y'all in the next one.
Yeah, we out. My co-host pretty much said she pretty much ended it for us. So yeah, we out. We'll catch y'all on the next one.